The use of AI in healthcare is growing fast. But how do you know if a clinical AI tool is safe to use? Hi, I'm Harry Schwabe, a medical physicist in the NHS and CEO of Newton's Tree. In this video, I'll guide you through how to run a clinical AI evaluation. We're going to cover everything from defining the tool's purpose to testing it in real-world settings so that you can be confident that it's safe, effective, and truly works in your workflow. Let's start by covering the prerequisites that should have already been completed before starting the evaluation. You hopefully have already set up a cross-functional team that's going to deliver the project. The team should have defined the clinical or operational challenge that is being solved by the AI. And hopefully you've compiled a short list of vendors through a desktop analysis that meets your institutional requirements. You can go have a look at our video on how to shortlist AI vendors if you want a refresher. Now, before starting the evaluation or your head-to-head comparison, there's a few things that need to be established. Firstly, you're going to need to strictly define the target patient population in terms of its disease, demographics, and clinical pathway. You also need to define who are the intended user. Is it physicians, or is it nurses, or even administrators? Or perhaps it's all of the above. And what exactly is the point? As in, what's the intended benefit you're hoping from this AI? Is it faster diagnosis? Is it better treatment outcomes for patients? Or improving their experience? Once you've answered those questions, you can begin to design an evaluation study to build confidence to roll out the product more widely. Before you begin your AI evaluation, make sure you have the right local sign-offs. This could include information governance or clinical safety, like the DCB standards in the United Kingdom. It could also include your digital oversight boards at your institution, and perhaps research ethics if necessary. Just make sure you check what's required for you locally and get it sorted before you start. Now, you can't run a good evaluation without good data. You'll need to define certain things about your test data up front. First of all, the test data needs to represent the data that the AI is going to be analyzing in the real world. Is it representative of the population where the AI will be used? Also, what sample size do we need? We need enough examples of test data so we can be confident in the results. What's the reference standard? Meaning, how do you know whether the AI has the right answer? Are you comparing it to radiologist opinion or pathology result, or maybe even clinical outcomes? Whatever you choose, make sure you label the dataset consistently. This forms the foundation of your technical evaluation. Now it's time to look forward to deployment. You're going to need to build a data flow diagram. You need to define what the input data is. Also, what is the output of the AI tool? And where does the output go? And how exactly are users going to view the results of the AI? Now we're ready to test how the AI performs on historical data. This is known as retrospective evaluation. Retrospective evaluation tells you whether the tool works technically before putting it in front of your patients or staff. You're going to need to run the AI solution on your curated dataset, and then you can analyze the performance. Overall performance can be measured in several ways and is specific to the kind of AI algorithm we're studying. As an example, for classification algorithms, you might want to measure classification accuracy, positive predictive value, or other relevant metrics for that pathway. Additionally, you need to dig into two separate details. The first being subgroup analysis. Does it work equally well across all age groups, genders, and conditions? And secondly, discrepancy analysis. How does the AI fail and why? Once you have all of these results, it's now the time to reflect whether the product is going to deliver the benefits that you intended when you first made the decision to start this project. Now, if all things are positive, the next step is to move to live or prospective testing. And that's where we begin to start using the AI tool in real time, within actual clinical workflows and evaluating its impact. So to recap, to run a clinical evaluation, you're going to need to first get the right approvals, make sure you use representative and well-labeled data, make sure the tool will fit in your workflow, and finally, make sure you evaluate how the AI product works on subgroups as well as how it fails. Remember that a clinical AI evaluation isn't just about metrics. It's about safety, usability, and real-world impact. If this video has helped, give us a like, subscribe, and maybe even drop us a comment. We'd love to hear how your team is approaching AI evaluation. If you're planning an AI evaluation, Newton's Tree can help. From data curation to deployment, we support hospitals at every stage of the process. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.